Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Welcome on in to a rare afternoon edition of Philly Take with RB. Edition number 3 of the Sixers Therapy Pod. It feels like we are reborn. Like Sixer basketball is finally back. I don't think I've ever felt this way with less than 10 games to go in the season. But it feels like we are entering a new day as Joel Embiid will play basketball this week. And the Sixers are fighting for the last playoff spot or a good seed in the play-in tournament. I'm feeling really good. I'm pumped, man. The Sixers are about to shock everybody, and we are going to talk about why. Do me a favor, man. Drop a like on the show if you are hype like I am. Sixers Thunder tonight. We'll talk about that and a whole bunch more. Let's freaking go. Welcome on into Philly Take with RB. Once again, I'm RB. Hit the like button on the show. Subscribe to our channel. We keep you updated on the news every single day. We're doing the Sixers Therapy Pod. We didn't do it last week because things got wild. I didn't get to talk about the Embiid update yesterday, so I said, you know what? Let's go with a rare occasion and produce an afternoon show. I'm going to the game tonight, so my guy JJ will be filling in on the play-by-play. Be sure to show up, support him as you guys always do. But I'll be in the building tonight. I thought, because I purchased these tickets, weeks in advance, that I was going to get lucky. Like, oh my gosh, Joel Embiid is coming back. I will be there. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he's going to play tonight. But that does not mean he won't be suiting up in 2 days, because according to the reports, Joel Embiid is going to play basketball this week. And oh, by the way, Thursday may end up being the biggest game of the season because of playoff seeding. We will talk about that and what it means. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we feeling, man? Support us on all platforms. Follow the Instagram, Twitter. Call into the show via Discord. Join the Discord. The link is pinned in the YouTube chat. It'll also be in the comments for the people who watch us on the playback. But how are we feeling, man? Are we ready for this game tonight? Are we ready for this week? Ladies and gentlemen, like I was saying, it really feels like a new season has begun. When I think about this Sixers season in totality, it doesn't even feel real. This has been the craziest roller coaster ride I've ever seen. I mean, can you remember that James Harden and PJ Tucker were on this team this year? What about Robert Covington and DeAnthony Melton? It doesn't even feel like all these parts are interconnected. It just feels like we've been here in like no man's land for the last 5 months. But maybe the Sixers finally got lucky. Maybe the injury gods finally took a look at the Sixers and they said, you all have suffered long enough. So this year, we're going to do things a little different. He's going to get an injury midseason and then come back with 7 games to go, and the Sixers are going on a journey playoff run. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Welcome on into the show, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you for being here. Today's show presented by BetUS, the best sportsbook out there doing it, giving you the craziest bonus in the industry. Check out BetUS and use our link at a 125% deposit match bonus on your first 3 deposits. My question of the chat is, and really, do you think the Sixers have what it takes to make a playoff run? Do you think they have enough? Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and act like they're going to be a favorite or, they're going to be some, championship contender right off the bat. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is there's always a dark horse team in the playoffs. There's always a team that people do not want to play, not only, because they're getting hot at the right time, or maybe they have a guy coming back from injury, or maybe they're just going to be a pain in the ass, simply put. And Nick Nurse has never gone down easy in a playoff series. He knows how to coach. He's better than Joe Mazzulla. He's better than Doc Rivers. He's better than J.B. Bickerstaff. If you want to talk about Eric Spoelstra, okay, fine. But guess what? Nick Nurse outcoached him a couple weeks ago. How do I know that? Because I was sitting 10 rows from the court watching him make these adjustments against one of the best coaches I've ever seen in Eric Spoelstra. Nick Nurse is going to give the Sixers a clear advantage that they have not had in prior seasons. Like before, we were on the other end of the spectrum. We were having a negative effect from the coaching style of Doc Rivers and the non-adjustment and not playing guys, et cetera, et cetera. Nick Nurse, come playoff time, he is keeping some tricks in the bag that he has not revealed yet. And if Joel Embiid comes back, because again, this season feels like it hasn't even been, coherent at all for the last 3 months. It feels like we've just been floating around, waiting and praying Joel comes back. People don't remember what the Sixers looked like with Joel Embiid under Nick Nurse. What did Nick Nurse do? He came in, he established a very smooth, fluid system where Joel Embiid was putting up 40 in 3 quarters, and he was resting in the fourth quarter every game, and the Sixers were literally blowing teams out. The starters were chilling come fourth quarter, and the Sixers were putting teams away. People don't remember that happened because it doesn't feel like this season. But now, since they've been struggling and they can't put anybody away because they don't have the MVP of the league, people think this season's cooked and it's done. It all depends on if he's healthy and how he feels and how the knee and can he move, etc. But if he can, this team can shock anybody. And I will stand on that. I've been very pessimistic. I've been very low on this team since he got injured because I didn't think there was any way Joel Embiid was coming back. But you know what? It's time to give the man some credit if you're one of the people out there, and this goes for anybody, that sit there and they say, oh, well, Joel's not a winner and he can't get past this and that. Well, guess what? Joel Embiid ends every damn season on the floor. This guy's played through a torn knee. He's played through an ankle. He's played through a finger, a face. It doesn't matter. This dude always ends up on the floor. And some of the favorite players out there of other people would just kick back and say, you know what? I'm getting paid $50 million. I'm chilling. My season's done. I'm worried about myself. No, Joel Embiid is sacrificing his health. He's putting it all on the line. And that guy right there is a guy who wants to win. I don't care what anybody says. Let Joel Embiid come back healthy with Nick Nurse and this team. Let him come back healthy. Nobody can stop Joel Embiid. Nobody. So let's talk about what is going on here. We got this report yesterday. Like I said, I did not get a chance to cover it. Adrian Wojnarowski put out Sixers star Joel Embiid is nearing a return, expected to play this week. The reigning MVP has been out since January 30th with a left meniscus injury. His status for Tuesday is expected later today. This was yesterday. Then we got a follow-up from Shams, who, again, Shams is starting to get on my nerves a little bit because, you're buying me into this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to the game, and Joel's coming back. And he said, Joel Embiid nearing a return, possibly Tuesday. Remember, Shams was the one who had reported initially there was a tear when he didn't know yet. There was a whole thing going on. But we get this update today. And Joel Embiid was ruled out. He is officially ruled out. Now, that can change anytime up until, I believe, 5:30-ish, 5 or 5:30 Eastern. So it could change, but this is not a good sign for him playing today. Kai Carlin says Joel Embiid did not participate in shoot-around this morning. Tyrese, however, did participate, so hopefully he can come back. We're still waiting to hear about Rocco, DeAnthony Melton. Are these guys ever going to play again? Who knows? But Joel Embiid did not participate in shoot around today. He is listed as out right now in the injury report, so it does not seem like Embiid is going to play today. Duncan Wright, thank you for joining the Fire Take Nation, man. Welcome to the channel memberships, and shout out to all the great members in here. Here's Tyrese Maxey today. Knocks down a 3 before walking off the court. He's been dealing with hip tightness. Can Maxey play? I mean, look, the Sixers need every win they can get. The Sixers need to win these games. Like, we're almost crossing territory here with Atlanta winning games where it's like, like you need to win. You have to win some of these games to maintain your positioning. I mean, we're lining up for an inevitable Heat versus Sixers play-in game in Miami. If the Sixers can't win that game, then they're going to have to fight for their life against Atlanta. But with Joel Embiid, this team is a completely different force. There's no doubt about it. Now, Gina Mizell puts this out. DeAnthony Melton, who is back on the road, is putting up some shots at the end of shoot around. Embiid is not out here right now, but that does not mean he was not present. So again, conflicting reports. It would be absolutely incredible because again, yesterday was April Fool's, and I do apologize. I put out a post and I caused a lot of people emotional damage. Now for me, it was absolutely hilarious. I'm going to show you guys the post that I put out here on Instagram and Twitter. This is why you got to follow us on all platforms. Because, you want to get your humor of the day, right? You want to get your humor of the day. I put this post out on Instagram yesterday, and I said that Tobias Harris has agreed to a 3-year extension worth $48 million. And, people were absolutely losing their minds. I had guys commenting on the YouTube post saying that they were telling their wives and like they were going through it and they need therapy. I'm like, I'm sorry. Come into the Sixers therapy pot. We'll talk about it. But nah, man. Happy April Fools. But anyway, relating it back to this, people thought that Joel was trolling yesterday because Woj was saying he might play today and Shams was saying he might play today. So people are saying, is Joel pulling an April Fool's joke and he's going to come out here and suit up at 5:00 p.m. and get ready to go? I don't know. It seems like he's not going to be a go today, but either way, he is going to come back on Thursday. And I want to know what the chat thinks. And again, if you want to call in and give your thoughts on this and chime in, the Discord link is pinned in the YouTube chat. So come on into the Discord and go to the call-in line if you want to give your thoughts. But what do we think about Joel Embiid being thrown into the fire against Miami in probably what's the biggest game of the year in terms of playoff positioning, right? Like you're playing Miami on Thursday. Right now, you're a game and a half behind. Like you need to win that game. Is that the game to bring Joel back? He's probably going to be on a minutes restriction. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That is a tough one for me, if I'm being honest. But got to do what you got to do. I mean, he's always had a tough time playing Miami. Always. Plus, the Sixers beat Miami a couple weeks ago. So I don't know, man. $5 super chat from Duncan Rice says, I'm excited if anyone else is about drafting Caitlin Clark. Sixers drafting Caitlin Clark. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. She is absolutely incredible to watch. I watched that game last night. Man, like she's just different. She's one of the best I've ever seen in women's to just shoot a basketball. Like she is unreal. Incredible talent. Shout out to her. Maybe the Sixers will have an open bench position for her to come in and knock down some shots. Who knows? But the guys here need to knock down shots, and they need some reinforcements. And listen, man, let's look at the standings. Let's look at the standings, all right? Here are the 76ers, 40-35, all right? 7 games to go. They play OKC tonight. We'll talk about them in a second. The 76ers are a game and a half behind Miami. They're 2.5 behind Indiana. So right now it feels like the 76ers are going to finish in the number 8 seed. What does that mean? Because I know a lot of people get confused with the play-in tournament. Here is what that means, okay? If the standings remain the way they are, the Sixers are going to play Miami in the first play-in game. Whoever wins that game becomes the 7 seed. So if the Sixers play Miami and they beat them, they're going to play Milwaukee in the first round. If the Sixers lose that play-in game, they will play the winner of Chicago and Atlanta, who just played each other. I think it was yesterday, and they've been having some good matchups. Who would you rather play out of the Bulls and the Hawks? I mean, I think both of them could get hot at the right time. I don't like the one-game scenario. I think it's very risky, but you have to do what you have to do. So if the Sixers lose that first play-in game, they play the winner of Chicago and Atlanta. Whoever loses that game is then out of the playoffs, and whoever wins becomes the 8 seed, and they will play the Boston Celtics in the first round. I don't really want to play the Celtics in the first round. I think that will be a very, very, very tough matchup. But I think the Sixers, again, can shock anybody because if Joel Embiid comes back, you've now given other guys the opportunity to grow and nurture, get minutes, etc., get comfortable. You also have the dynamic that we haven't seen, the unknown. How about Buddy Hield? How about Cameron Payne? Guys like that with Joel Embiid. By the way, how about Kelly Oubre? I know we didn't stream the last game, but Shout out to Kelly. I just have to give this guy so much credit for the way he's playing, his mindset as a minimum player. He's not settling. Give me the rock. Let me go out there and put up 30 shots a game. Kelly Oubre is a winner in my book. I think he's going to be tremendous even more when Joel Embiid comes back. But in terms of where the Sixers are at, here's their final schedule. We got OKC. We have Miami, Memphis, San Antonio, Detroit, Orlando, Brooklyn. Sixers need to win, in my eyes, like 4 at least. They need to win at least 4 of these games. Can they do it if Embiid comes back? Absolutely. Can they do it if he's not coming back? Probably not. They need Joel Embiid back. Someone in the chat says, what's with the title if he's not playing? See, here's my issue with that, man. And I see a lot of people saying that. You guys have to read, you know? I know nowadays, like, especially with the online presence, etc., like people are just inclined to read 2 words and not actually read. In the title, it says, Joel Embiid will return this week. So just read a couple more words. That's it. That's it. He's going to come back on Thursday, most likely, and it's going to be thrown into the fire against Miami at night. Can they win that game? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Eric Spoelstra always coaches well against Joel Embiid. Always. The way to beat Miami, you got to be very up-tempo, high pace. Got to beat them at their own game. Got to beat them at their own game. Make them shoot threes. Make them beat you. C-Block, what's up, my maces? Are you ready to make this run? I am ready. I am ready. And it starts tonight against OKC. Now, surprisingly enough, the Sixers are only a 5.5-point underdog. We'll look at that in a second. And I was like, well, why is the Sixers team, who's really banged up, only a 5.5-point underdog? So I was thinking, is Joel Embiid actually going to play? Are the sportsbooks not really aware yet that he's out? But then I look at the OKC injury report, and credit to the Thunder, man. They have been a wonderful surprise this year. I thought they would dip off at some point. They are 52-22. Can the OKC Thunder make a journey run too? Maybe. Maybe to the conference finals. But it's going to be tough. It's very matchup based. And for tonight, SGA is a game time decision. Jalen Williams is a game time decision. So maybe that's why they are hesitant, you know, to make the Thunder a 9-point favorite or a 10-point favorite. So these guys, I mean, I don't know if they're going to play or not. I haven't kept up the last few games with the Thunder, but apparently they're dealing with stuff too. I'm sure they're not too worried about getting these guys back. I mean, you look at the Western Conference, sure, they want to get that top seed, and they're fighting for every single game. They want to avoid the Lakers at all costs. That's not a good matchup for them. But you got to keep your guys healthy for the playoffs, right? So that's where I'm at, to be quite honest with you. For once, I feel optimism. I felt very down about this team since Joel Embiid went down. I didn't think they should have played him the game he got injured. We all know that. But, you know, they battle through. Again, I got to give Joel Embiid credit because for him to come back this season is quite amazing. With his injury recovery, his timetable, with what he has gone through, there's no way he should be coming back like this. But he's fighting through for the betterment of the team. Now, we don't have a big sample size in terms of players that have done this, right? Jimmy Butler did this, I think it was like 4 years ago. He didn't look that good when he came back. He didn't look that good coming back this quick from a meniscus like that. So, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But I'm not putting anything past Joel Embiid. We saw the video of him at practice the other day. Like, he looked really good. He looked really good. I'm going to pull it up here so we can take a look at it. Like, Joel Embiid looked incredible. What do you guys think? Are you as high on the Sixers as I am today? Or are you still down? Do you still not believe it? Are you still at the point where you're like, let me see it in action first? What do you guys think? Let me go ahead and pull this up. Like I said, guys, I will be at the game tonight, so I will not be doing the live stream, but our guy JJ will be filling in, so be sure to support him as well. Let's go ahead and pull up this this clip in case you didn't see it. In case you didn't see it. There it is. This is Joel Embiid I don't know why I can't get this right. Damn. Shout out to producer RB behind the scenes. There we go. There we go. Try to get the best angle for you guys. He's looking good in this video, man. He's moving well. He's doing his thing. $5 super chat from Random Gamer. What's up, man? Sup, RB. How do you expect Nurse to manage Embiid's minutes going forward? Also, imagine if we knocked off the Bucks, the Knicks, and then the Celtics. Now, that is a tough ask. Certainly would not want to see the Celtics till the conference finals, but I think you pose a very good question about Nick Nurse, and we know that the headline on Nick Nurse has been he overplays his starters and he runs them into the ground, and maybe he did do that with the Sixers early in the season. Maybe that is a flaw of Nick Nurse 100%, but I think Embiid has to be on a minute restriction until the playoffs. 100%. He cannot play more than like 20 to 25 minutes in a game. I'm still wondering how he's going to look on the knee. I don't know who took this video in the practice the other day, but everybody has been saying like he looks better, he's moving well. There's no, signs of pain or, re-injury or anything like that, but I'm not going to believe it until I see it. And the last thing you want to do is rush Joel Embiid back and get him out here and re-aggravate that knee before the playoffs, right? You want Joel Embiid to be 100%, and if things go right, this could be a blessing in disguise. He rests for 2 months, he comes back fully rested, and he's good to go. But, any movement on that knee, you never know what's going to happen. Is he going to be the 40 points in 3 quarters Joel Embiid, the MVP Joel Embiid? Or is he going to be cautious, right? Because anytime you have like a knee injury or an ankle or whatever, it's always in the back of your head for a little while. It's always in the back of your head like, oh, I don't want to step that way or move that way at first, right? Because you're thinking, damn, what if I do something again to it? And it's there. It's existent. You can't really control it. But that's why others on this team have to take over at times. They have to be comfortable in being those guys, whether it's Maxey or Oubre or Tobias. Like, they need that. Tobias, like, I'm sorry, we need you. We need you to step up to the plate. Nurse cannot overdo him here at the end of the season. You have to get into the play-in for sure. You want to be that number 8 or 7 seed, but Joel Embiid's health is most important. $10 super chat from Riaz. Thank you so much. He says, RB, what is the ceiling with Joel Embiid in these last 7 games? Any chance at the number 6 seed? I would love a matchup with the Cavaliers in round 1. Do you see us beating the Bucks in a 7 versus 2 matchup? Cavs are frauds. Riaz, thank you so much, man. And by the way, everybody in here, hit the like button on this show. This is the Sixers Therapy Pod. We're doing this once a week where we give the people a chance to call in and give their thoughts. We'll go over to the Discord in just a second, see if anybody wants to call in, chime in. What's your thoughts on Joel Embiid coming back? Can the Sixers contend? What do you think? Call in, let me know. In terms of your comment, Riaz, I think number 1, you're absolutely right with the Cavs. I would love the Cavs in a first-round matchup. If we go back to the standings here, the Pacers are 2.5 up. I'm not sure who the Pacers play in their last 7 games, but if the Sixers could ever find a way to get up, I think the Sixers would beat the Cavaliers in a first-round matchup with Joel Embiid. I think they beat them for sure. In terms of the Bucks, I think it would be a very deep series. I think it could go 6 or 7, but I'm not going to rule out the Sixers against Milwaukee. I'm really not going to, because I don't believe in Doc Rivers coaching in the playoffs. I don't think the Bucks have enough connective tissue. Yes, they've had better stretches as of late, but still, like, Lillard still doesn't seem 100% comfortable. We know how Giannis has been trying to carry everything. Middleton's been up and down all year. I don't look at the Bucks and say they are a serious, serious threat. I look at the Boston Celtics and say they can make some real noise, but the Celtics the other day lost 2 in a row to Atlanta. So I don't know what to think, man. I think whoever gets hot at the right time is going to be that team. I think it's going to be one of those years where, like, say the Knicks get hot in the last few games, you don't want to play them. If the Sixers get Joel Embiid back and they're on fire, they win their last 3, they go into the playoffs, nobody's going to want to play the Sixers. Nobody's going to want to defend Joel Embiid in the playoffs. So that's where I'm at, man. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, I think the Sixers do have a shot against any of them in the first round. To be honest, what do you guys think? I want to hear from the people. Let me know. Let me know. Once again, I'm going to drop this Discord link. It's also pinned in the chat, but you guys can come on over. We're going to do all call-ins on the Discord from now on. That way we can get more people in there talking it up. It's like a nice group chat space. We'll read out some of the comments and we'll get it going, man. How's everybody feeling? Is anybody going to the game tonight? I will be there in attendance. I thought I was going to see Joel Embiid. Doesn't seem like I will. We're going to check the updated injury reports. I didn't want this to be super long, but, you know, I just have to give my thought. I really do think the Sixers can be a dark horse in the playoffs. And even looking at the Western Conference, I don't know if there's too many teams that I'm super, super confident in right now. Let's see if we can get any other injury updates as well in terms of Embiid or whatever's going on. Let's see. Here we go. We got Tim Bontemps. Tim Bontemps. He says Jalen Williams will not play, so he is out. And SGA did not participate in shoot-around, but he got treatment and is questionable for tonight against the Philadelphia 76ers. So maybe they're just going to keep everybody out. Can the Sixers get a win? By the way, RB 3-0 attending Sixer games this year. Can we make it a perfect 4-0? Can we make it a perfect 4-0? Start the RB season ticket fund ASAP. Get me there, man. Get me there. I want to know from the people in the chat, just a yes or a no. Are you sold on the Sixers being a contender or being at least a scary team in the playoffs if Joel Embiid comes back and looks anything like he did before? What are your thoughts on that? Give me your thoughts in the chat. Again, if you want to call in, the Discord is open. I want to know what the people are thinking. I want to know what they're feeling right now because I'm hype. This is the first time in months that I've felt hype about this team, and I really think that they can make some noise. NZ in the chat said, we're not beating the Bucks. It is too good to be true. Eric says they are coached by Doc Rivers. Exactly. That gives the Sixers an advantage. Nick Nurse is going to run laps around some of these teams, man. Nick Nurse is going to make it tough for anybody in the playoffs. It doesn't matter who he has. People don't remember that he came back the year after winning the chip and he took Boston to 7 games. That was without Kawhi. So honestly, I think that people are not giving enough credit. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I feel like Nick Nurse has just been going with the flow, to be honest. I feel like he has been very limited. And that's just kind of where he's at, man. Let's see. Greg says, I am sold on the Sixers. C-Block says, absolutely. Eric says, as long as Tobias takes minimal shots. Kay Robinson says, yes, if Embiid is back and healthy. Imagine Joel comes back, he drops like 50 against Miami. Sixers get a win. Oh, that'd be incredible. I know people have been tapped out of the Sixers, man, but yo, they can make some noise. They could make some noise. They could make some noise. And speaking of making some noise, I got to give a quick shout out to our great sponsor of today's show. Then we'll take a look at the lines.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
Shout out to BetUS once again. Get a 125% deposit match bonus. If you think the Sixers can win tonight, if you think RB is the good luck charm and I'll be there in attendance, take the Sixers, go on BetUS, get 125% deposit match bonus up to $2,500 on your first 3 deposits, and they'll give you 10% gambler insurance. So shout out to BetUS. They have some of the best bonuses in the industry. And right now they're updating the Sixers odds. So I'm trying to get the latest odds. Right, a couple minutes ago it was 5.5. And now I think it's even lower. I think it's like 2 or 3 points. So in my opinion, and again, I use BetUS as well. I think that's a good spread, man. I think the Sixers are going to come out if Tyrese Maxey plays. If Maxey doesn't play tonight, not a good look. However, the other day, Tyrese didn't play, and Kelly Oubre went off, and Campaign went off, and the Sixers set a franchise record for threes in a game. It's unreal. It's unreal, man. It is unreal. So we're going to see what happens. We just got the updated spread here on BetUS, so I will let you guys know. But once again, shout out to BetUS. Great customer service, 24/7 and 24-hour payouts as well over on BetUS. Once again, use my link, get a 125% deposit match bonus. Shout out to my guy Secret for dropping the link in the chat. It's now down to 2.5 points. I'm taking that tonight. I'm taking the Sixers, man. Tyler says it depends on Embiid staying healthy throughout the playoffs with no setbacks. 100%, Tyler. Who are you guys taking tonight, Sixers or Thunder? Give me your thoughts in the chat. Who are you taking tonight? Who do you think's going to win this game at the Wells Fargo? Sixers coming off a really good performance. Finally, they got to win. They need another one. They need a W. They have to win this game. They have to win on Thursday. They do that, they're right back in the mix. They could be pretty much tied with Miami. I'm taking the Sixers, man. These guys have to be fired up. There's an emotional standpoint as well. There's an emotional standpoint to all of this. Couple clicks, boom. Shout out to BetUS, man. And if SGA is out, the Sixers have to be fired up about the thought of Joel Embiid coming back. They have to be fired up. So I'm taking the Sixers, man. But once again, a shout out to BetUS.
BetUS, America's favorite sport.
Let's see what the chat says. As long as Joel Embiid is healthy, we will always have a chance. I agree with that. It's time to make some noise, man. It's time to make some noise. Nurse has to have these boys ready. They have to play defense, though. I think Joel is going to help tremendously on the defensive end. We've become so accustomed to seeing clutter in the paint, guys not crashing the glass. We've tried to throw 2 backup centers out there and ask them to play 30 minutes a night. It's just not going to work. Got to get creative. But I think the likes of Batum, I think Melton, if he comes back, Rocco, all these guys will elevate around Joel Embiid. So that's where I'm at, honestly. That's where I'm at. I wish Joel was playing tonight, though. I wish he was playing tonight. It would have been absolutely unreal. Imagine if Joel came back at home in front of the fans. Now, the way it's looking, he's going to go out in Miami on Thursday and tough environment, etc. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see if we have anything else going on here. Like I said, I didn't expect this to be too long of a show. I just wanted to kind of hop on here and talk about where I feel I'm at with the Sixers right now. But the hype is building. And if by chance, right, let's say 5 p.m., the update comes and they're like, oh, Joel Embiid is playing tonight, I will definitely be live at the Wells Fargo. If they announce Joel Embiid is playing tonight, we are live streaming before the game. We're going to capture the introduction, etc. I really hope they do, but I'm not sure. Secret Underdog says the Embiid news makes me want to run through a brick wall. I agree. I'm ready to go head first, put my head down and go. Nobody has much expectation for Philly. I like it that way. I like being the underdog. But it's going to take everybody. It's going to take everybody, man. Can't just be Joel. Maxey has been a bit inconsistent. Maxey, we need you. We need him to be healthy. Tobias, we need you. Kelly Oubre, we need you. These guys need to step up. Buddy Hield, if he can be an X factor, there's a lot of questions. Again, I'm not saying that this Sixers team should by any means be the favorite to win it all. What I'm saying is they could be a dark horse team and they can upset anybody. They can. Think about the way they were playing when they had Joel Embiid. It was going so smooth to begin the season, way better than any of us had expected. Nobody thought the Sixers were going to do anything this year. They were playing good basketball, man. Sean J, what's going on, bro? Another great channel member in the house. Leon says everybody has to step up and do their part. Exactly. RJ, what's up, my man? He says, I missed the noti. RB, what up? Yeah, we are not live at a normal time. So when we're live at other times, we really need y'all to hit the like button to help push this stream out so that other people can get the notification. So yeah, man, I do appreciate everybody, being here, welcoming me in an afternoon. Hopefully you're having a good day at work or you're at school. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm just here and I wanted to talk about the Sixers, man, because I'm hype. I'm hype, man. Where do you think the Sixers are going to end up? And how far do you think they can go? Give me your thoughts in the chat. Give me your thoughts. I want to know what you think. If anybody wants to call in and give their thoughts, the Discord is open. But if not, we will read the comments in the chat. But I do encourage you to join the Discord as we have a lot of people talking in there, discussing the Sixers, NBA in general. Just a nice place to connect. Let's see. Rakesh says, not going to lie, your post on Twitter about Tobias got me for a few minutes before I realized it was April Fool's. You got me good. Yeah, a lot of people man, were just like, they're like, what? That was one of my better posts, man. I got him bad. People were calling their brothers and sisters and wives and husbands, and they're like, oh my gosh, we just signed Tobias. Some guys said they were going to quit watching basketball. Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. My bad. But it was pretty funny. C-Block says, the way this team is constructed with Joel, I like our chances. They're going to make it tough, man. They're going to make it tough. Once again, if you're just coming through, Joel Embiid was not in shoot around this morning. Tyrese did participate, so hopefully we get Maxey back tonight, but it seems like Joel is aiming towards a Thursday night return against Miami in what is going to be the biggest game of the season, as we have the Sixers a game and a half behind Miami. Let's see if Miami plays today. Do they play today? Miami plays the New York Knicks tonight at 7:30, same time. It's funny, Philly gets a TNT game because they were probably, projecting this game to be huge with all the guys, but people are out. No Jalen Williams for OKC, and SGA might not play either. If Miami loses to the Knicks tonight and then they play the Sixers on Thursday, and the Sixers win, say the Sixers win tonight and Thursday, then they'll be tied. Man. So it's going to get very interesting here in the final 7 games. We'll see if the Sixers can leap up. If they would ever get the number 6 seed, that would be huge, because I do think they can beat the Cavs fairly easy. Even without Joel, I think they could beat the Cavs. So we'll see. We will see. Eric says, love it. Perfect game to come back. After Miami is 2 easy teams, you throw them into the fire and warm up 2 games. I don't know if I like coming back against Miami just because of how he has played against them before. But if you want a real test, if you want him to come back and, try to shake things up in the biggest game of the year, okay, let's get ready. Let's make our popcorn. Guess we'll see, man. It'll be very interesting. Secret says, my boy Melton broke his spine, has been missing. Yeah, I don't know, man. If we go to the estimated return dates here on ESPN, they've now switched Joel Embiid. It was April 2nd, which is today, but now they moved it to April 4th. So now Joel Embiid is listed as coming back on Thursday, And Rocco is also listed as coming back on Thursday. Melton's not even listed on here, so I don't know about him, but Maxey estimated date is today. So hopefully the Sixers can get Maxey back. Jalen Williams ruled out. SGA, we'll see. But anyway, that's really all I got here, man. Once again, thank you all for coming through. You can always support the show by becoming a member or by following us everywhere down below, or simply just hitting the like button. We got 250 people in here on a random Tuesday. Support the show, man. Drop a like on the stream. If you're watching this on the playback, hit the subscribe button. My guy JJ will be filling in tonight. Sixers Thunder come through to the play-by-play. And if Embiid plays, I will go live from the Wells Fargo and talk about it. But that's really where I'm at, man. See how it plays out. Once again, use our BetUS link at a 125% deposit match bonus on your first 3 deposits tonight. Shout out to BetUS for always supporting the channel. Our link's down in the description. That's really all I got, man. Sixers need a W. Sixers need a W tonight. They need every win they can get. Nick says that's why Embiid should come back tonight. He could lose and we can tie them on Thursday. Yeah, exactly. Whenever he's ready, you know. Rakesh says, I expect Sixers to be a 7 seed. They should easily beat Milwaukee. Doc ruined Milwaukee. Let's go. Let's take out Doc in the first round. Let's take out Doc in the first round. Man, that would be sweet. We'll see what happens, man. Catch you guys later on. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.